Good morning. It is Wednesday. It's a little after 7, and just kind of getting in my little morning, private me time since the kids are still sleeping, having my shake, and just kind of like getting my day started. And, just kind of enjoying myself. Tonight is training. Yesterday I kind of took a rest day. Monday I did deadlifts. So today is just, I believe it's going to be upper body or cardio, whichever my coach has to throw at me today. So right now I'm just kind of taking in the scenery, which I've been trying to do. Summer's pretty much come to an end for me, and I'll be getting back to work soon and getting back into the whole routine of that. So that's going to be interesting. One of the things that I wanted to kind of touch base with is a lot of people have asked me, considering the fact that I do work full time and I go to work, how am I going to incorporate my training now or incorporate my powerlifting schedule so that way I can, get ready for my meet that's coming up in November. And, I definitely thought about it. It was definitely something that I had to kind of approach and think in my head, okay, how is this going to work? Um, so I definitely thought a lot about it and knew what the plan was, but now I've kind of had put it into place in my mind and out loud. So the plan is I'm still going to do my normal training evenings on Mondays and Wednesdays like I've been doing. And then I might incorporate some Thursday nights, when the day, because I teach classes there on Thursdays, so I might incorporate Thursdays as well. And then at my Saturday bench days, like I've been doing, it's definitely going to help me a lot. And considering the fact too, my coach doesn't want me training every single day, so I would be taking those 3, possibly 4 days of rest. So, because that way my body can recover. So it might actually even be better for me. And luckily, with going back to work, it's definitely going to still help keep me accountable as far as my eating habits are concerned. When you're home, it's easy to kind of stay on track and keep yourself accountable. But once you go to work, and especially working at a school, you've got vending machines, sewing machines, and all that kind of stuff with the candies and all the little trinkets. You know, so I definitely will be more focused on staying on point. And then two, because sometimes I don't always, during the summer, I haven't always meal prepped on Sunday like I should be doing. Now it's going to really kind of keep me on point to stay with Sundays or meal prep days, or even Saturdays. If I just am not doing anything on a Saturday, I will do it on Saturday. But it's definitely going to keep me accountable to do that, because then that way I have no reason to binge or get crazy or anything like that while I'm at work, and it keeps me staying on track of what the initial goal is, especially because of November. I had mentioned before about, I was doing my progress pictures, and I did the progress pictures. I haven't seen them. And I kind of was like asking my coach, I was like, well, where are my pictures? And he said November. So I guess, the initial goal is to see where I've started when I went back into training in June to where I'll be in November. So that's a 5 month transformation. And I understand that, and I kind of get the idea, because we definitely want to see how my body's not only like gained muscle but lost the fat, but then seeing how much improvements I've made. I mean, and I definitely noticed the improvements concerning the fact of where my deadlifts were before, like a few months ago, to where they are now, or where my bench was a year ago or a few months ago to where they are now. So I definitely noticed the strength wise of it, but it'll be nice to see where the body shape is on top of it. And considering the weight class that I'm going to be in, it's going to be interesting to see how I look compared to them. And it's fun, and it was the kind of the same scenario when I did my strongman competition. I looked the smallest compared to the other girls that was in my weight division, and it was fine. I was fine with that. It was perfectly okay, because sometimes I feel like people look at, oh well, they're too small, they're not gonna they can't do half of what I do. And that's kind of what I like to, I want to be able to surprise them and say, hey, there's more than meets the eye. And I think that's a lot of time, a lot of good testaments for a lot of people. You know, sometimes we're more than what meets the eye. You know, you can see somebody on the outside and say, oh, well, I could never see them being able to do that. And then, well, boom, here we go. You know, when some people initially first see me, they don't think of me as someone that does powerlifting or strongman or any sort of heavy weight training. You know, they're like, oh, she's very delicate and this and that. And it's like, yes, you know, everyday persona, I'm very, you know, nice and calm and very goofy, you know. But when I get on that platform, whole nother person. I definitely turn into somebody else. I transform into a whole nother human. And it's funny because people will look at my videos and they're like, oh my gosh, you look so mean. You're scary. And it's like, well, I'm not trying to be scary. It's just the face and the attitude and the mental mind that I'm in at that state. And, you know, it's fine. It's like a Superman versus Clark Kent type of deal. And that's fine. I will be Clark Kent every day, platform Superman and everything else. So, it's exciting. You know, it's getting closer. You know, July is pretty much over. You know, we're gonna be in August on Monday, and that's 3 months. You know, as each month ends, it's like, oh my gosh, it's getting closer. It's getting closer, and it is very exciting. I'm excited to go back to work, and I'm excited to tell everyone, you know, what is going to be happening, what my goal is, and how I've been busting my butt and really working hard, and, you know, just letting them see where I'm at. You know, it's when you truly love doing something, you get excited about it and you just want to tell everybody. And I encourage people to do that. You know, find that niche. You know, I always say, find your niche. Find that thing that you can't wait to get up and just go do. You know, it just puts every fire inside of you, and you just got to go for it. And, you know, that's what it is for me. For me, it's powerlifting. For me, it's strongman. For me, it's weight training. It's all of that. You know, I have my other things that I love to do, but the one thing that helps me, just my therapy, I can just not think of anything else, is that when I just feel like, oh, I'm just so frustrated, or I'm just having that dark moment, I can just go hit the gym, pick up the weight, and just do it. And, you know, it definitely takes a good stress away. It's a good therapy. It helps me deal with, you know, with when I'm feeling sad. You know, if I'm thinking about something that's very sad, it definitely gets me through that. You know, and everyone has their thing that helps them cope through something. And of course, for me, you know, this week it's a kind of a rough week because this Saturday it's going to be 3 years since my mother passed away. So it's one of those things where I really have that tendency to want to shut down, close everyone off. Don't talk to me. Don't say anything to me, and just push away from everybody. Push away from the world. And I try very hard to make sure that I go to the gym or I do something that's going to help me get through those feelings of that anger or that upsetness or that hurtness that I'm feeling inside. And then I try to do other things too, like to think of her and have that memory of her at the same time as well. You know, death isn't easy. You know, it's definitely something that's very hard for people. People deal with grief in their own ways. And, you know, for me, I've learned that training definitely helps with that grief. Going to certain places that she liked to do when she and I moved to Florida, you know, going to those things, doing those things definitely helps a bit. But so yeah, you know, this week, like I said, it's one of those weeks where it's just kind of like I just want to kind of get through the week and just be done with it. I just want to get to August and let's just go. So it's definitely challenging, and honestly, it does play a huge mental game for me sometimes with my weight training. Monday I did deadlifts, and it was a lot of mental and overthinking, and that's my biggest thing. People say, you either have it or you don't, and granted, the strength is there, but if your head isn't in it, then you're gonna fall. One thing that I posted this on my Facebook page, and that my coach had said to me before. If you look at the lift and are already feeling defeated, then you're not gonna be able to do it. You're not gonna be able to get that lift in. You have to go to each lift thinking in your head you're gonna kill it. You have to get in that mindset. You can't think about, okay, I have to get this X amount of numbers at this point in order to get that. No, you just gotta stand there, pick it up, and boom, slam it down. And that's how it works. You can't think with the negative mindset, because that's how you lose. And that's one thing I have to keep reminding myself, because I only get one shot when I do the lift. I get one chance, and that's it. So, and I have to approach each lift as it's that one time. And if I go in there overthinking or having that negative mindset of it, then I'm going to be screwed at the end of the day. And certainly don't want to be having that kind of feeling when it comes down to it. And it's important. That's in everyday life. If you go into something thinking, well, I'm not going to get it, then you won't. But if you go in there with that positive attitude, or that notion of I'm going to rock it and I'm going to kill it, then you're going to get it. So, that's one thing I say. That's one thing I would definitely encourage, is can always have the mindset that you're going to get it. Always have the mindset that it's going to happen. Don't think the negative, think positive. Even though sometimes you may feel like life is just throwing so many negative curveballs at you, still always have the positive outlook on things, because you never know. If you think positive things will come. If you think negative, then yes, negative things will come. It's all about how you approach the setup, how you approach the thing that comes your way. So that is pretty much what I'm going to do today. I'm definitely going to go around, and like I had said before, I'm going to try to get more Q&A questions. If people have questions for me, and I'll definitely post it on the YouTube page, so that way if there's any questions people want to ask me, I will love to answer it. If there's anything that involves with my weight training or how I do certain things. So until then, you guys have a great day. I am definitely going to try to video tonight's workout. I meant to do Mondays and I totally forgot. So I will try to video tonight's training. If not tonight, I will do it tomorrow. And hope you guys do great. Kick ass. And until next time, have a good one. See you later.